My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41, brought to the United States, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Dempsey Childers. Both twins, Peggy and Carl, were dead, and I was told that was my name. Lina, the mother of the twins, had killed them. So I was brought from Buckingham Palace and deposited into a pigsty. Now, before I get into background, I've been telling about mind control murders. I wrote about them in 77, 78, began writing in 76, but the murders had been going on a long, long time. They were done in patterns. I just did not know until that time that the mechanism used was mind control. I'd worked for doctors, and one of them, a cardiovascular, had put a chip and a heart bypass of a person who was head of a huge corporation. And with that, you can program, you can control someone's behavior or modify it or their decision making. So it's really evolved since that time. And MK Ultra was hauled into Congress in 53 and given a slap on the wrist. So you can understand how it's all progressed, and it's a murder weapon that no one speaks of. But the deaths that were done in patterns using mind control, an invisible weapon, I want to get into because today is the Boston bombing, and the press should be telling you this, not me. I've lived a hell of a life over here. I've been tortured and have had every law in the book broken against me on a daily basis. Now, after doing the book, I got a letter June the 23rd of 79 from the U.S. Attorney re an FBI investigation, which stated national security involved ongoing investigation. And that was issued by Atlanta U.S. Attorney William Harper and Baker, James Baker, the Assistant District Attorney. Well, with that in hand, on April Fool Day of 80, I was filled full of antifreeze and should have died. And it was a fiasco, the laws broken. I ended up being taken illegally across the state line to Huntsville, where, with the damage done to my brain, I should have gone into a coma and died. I had begun working for the District Attorney Fred Simpson, and I had gone through a background check of Sheriff Patterson, as required to work for the District Attorney. Now then you get into patterns, as in, I didn't find out about my real name in kidnapping till late 83. Let me say this, Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book. He was shot March the 6th of 78. And the guy that programmed him, the guy that shot him was programmed to shoot him. So Flint flew me to his home in 83 and helped me in a political campaign against the doctor I had written about and told about in the book, Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman, doctor from Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta. So this is just Larry Flint's endorsement in the year he published it. Now, without going further, I want to get to this. These are mind control murders that have been ongoing, and I live in Roanoke, or have tried to, if you call it living, since 86, October of 86. And the Virginia Tech shootings, there's a long list of them, and even at the University of Virginia. But Virginia Tech shooting, the mass shooting, where the South Korean student was killed himself because he was under mind control and ordered to. He shot 32 or 33 students, and they were in patterns, and it can be proven. This was deliberately done. The patterns, because mind control is an invisible weapon, how would you know or how would you prove it? So then, there's lists of them there, but I'm going to go ahead and show this one. It was the Fort Hood shooter, who was a psychiatrist himself. and he finished school. Well, he finished his medical at Harvard, I believe, but he graduated from Virginia Tech next door. And he was born here in Roanoke, Vinton. Now, I want to go to this one because it happened April the 20th. Let's see, when did that happen? September. Well, I thought I had it down here. I believe that happened September the 11th of 2012. Let me read it. I don't usually read this. I was kidnapped. Let me say this real quick. I found out my father is the real King Edward VIII. An impostor was used to marry Wallace Simpson. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. By the way, here's your Irish that the Bostonians don't care to mention, or the Americans don't, or the Rockefeller-controlled media. My aunt is Georgia O'Keefe. This is my Uncle George, Elizabeth's father, who met with Roosevelt and helped plan my kidnapping in '39. And Joe Kennedy was ambassador sent by Roosevelt to England, and he helped in my kidnapping. And the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the New World Order. Now then, here's William and Kate and baby George, named after. How dare them? They're illegal. They're using my money, and they sold out Great Britain. And they've got little George down under getting all the press. And Elizabeth's even being given a show today over there. While I'm here telling you all this, and I'm the real monarch, I'm a pauper, but let me go to this now. This was back when I was living at Affordable Suites, not this one, but it's where I've talked about, and this is going to go off, and I'll have to do another tape, and probably people will not pick it up and look for it, but all I can do is put it on here. This is, today's April 21st, 14th, and they're saying Boston Strong logo. Okay, the bombers there were victims of mind control. One is dead, and one is going to be on trial for his life. And they're from a Russian province that was, I guess, well, anyway, you can look it up. Anyway, they're victims themselves. And a victim of mind control, it's the biggest civil rights violation ever. The person, without their knowledge or consent, they're a victim of mind control, and they have their right to think their own thoughts denied, the right to make their decisions denied, their right to live. They're puppets. So, you know, it's an invisible crime. It's a murder weapon. Now, I want to go to this, and it's going to go off, so it's up to you if you want to go and get the next one. I'm going to title it Amy Bishop, Professor Amy Bishop. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Boston Strong on it. And this will be tape 2. So you can find it if you're interested, because this is a professor that was under mind control, and she shot and killed 3 fellow professors at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. And there were others that were shot, but they didn't die. So I want to read you from here, because this is where I was taken after the antifreeze was put in me, April 1st of '80, and worked at the district attorney's office. Now then, I want to read you this, because this is in Huntsville, where Amy Bishop was. This is going to go off, so I'm going to stop it here.